Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a budget recap for the month of October. I'm going to be breaking it down by bi-weekly paycheck budgets. We do get paid bi-weekly every other Friday. So for the month, I do have 2 paycheck budgets. And then I'm going to break it down by category. So income, fixed expenses, variable spending. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the recap monthly and take a look at our pie chart and see what expenses took up the most of our spending. So let's go ahead and start with incoming income. So for the first paycheck budget from October 1st to the 14th, I had already expected a lower amount because my husband did get injured and he was out of work for about a month. I think over a little bit over a month maybe. So his paycheck for October 1st was lower than his base pay. And then we also got $100 from my ninang, which is my aunt, my godmother. She sends us allowance for the boys every month, and that usually goes towards their college savings or anything related to the boys, for the boys. And then that gave us a total of $2,065.44 incoming. We did start off with a big balance of $2,188, but that's because it rolled over from the last budget from September, from the emergency fund that we had deposited that was supposed to go into our Roth IRA, but didn't go there. Instead, we just held on to it just in case we needed it because we knew my husband was going to be out of work. And then in the next paycheck budget, our incoming income here, I totally wasn't expecting. I knew that my husband was going to get paid his SDI payment through the state. I just didn't know when. I didn't know how much. I just know that I didn't want to rely on that amount. That's why we held on to that $1,500 emergency fund amount. But luckily, he did get a pretty good amount. He got paid for, I forgot how many days. I thought I wrote it on here, but I guess I didn't because I was trying to keep track of the dates that he got paid for. So he got a good amount. He got $3,200 pretty much here. And then we also got the child tax credit as well. He did not have a paycheck income. That didn't come in until the end of the month. So, or towards the close to the end of the budget. So my husband did get paid for his sick days that he used, $800 over here. I saw that in our account and I was like, what is this? I thought it was his SDI payment, but it came from his work. So he did get paid out that amount. He still says he's short a couple of days, but for right now, I'm just going to leave it at that. And then he also did get another SDI payment. I believe this is the very last one. I'm not 100% sure, but he got it on the 26th. But it's in one of those debit cards that they transfer it to, and he would just need to go into our bank and do the transfer. But I didn't include that in this paycheck budget. It did get included in November's though. So that was for $727.86. And so just taking a look at the incoming income that we have, we ended up having a big amount left over for this month to roll over into November. And that's because I wanted to make sure I plan out all of the savings and all of the expenses that we need to pay for with this huge chunk. So we ended up having a total of $4,403 left over, which is a lot. But like I said, a lot of this income came towards closer to the end of the paycheck budget, and I wanted to make sure I started fresh in the next month, which is November, and make sure it goes towards like our savings goals and other expenses that we needed to pay for. So that's why we had such a huge amount left over. And looking down here to our fixed regular expenses for both paycheck budgets, I do have our cushion. I never actually really put the actual amount that we spent here because it'll just be a leftover amount. So if I would actually put $100 in here, it would show that I'm short, but I just leave that blank. As well as for here for next budget, I want to have $1,500 left over. Same thing here. For next budget, I budgeted for an amount that I want to have left over in our account to roll over to the next paycheck budget. And this was $3,300. When I was doing the math in the November paycheck budget, the first paycheck budget for November, this is how much we needed in order to cover all of our expenses. Something that threw me off here, because everything else, all of our bills, is as per usual. The only thing not on here is our Mercury car insurance. Because of how our paycheck dates aligned, it is going to be included in the November paycheck budget because we do get paid October 29th. Our insurance gets deducted on the 30th of each month, 30th or 31st. And so that would be part of November. But the thing that threw me off was when we called, or the hospital called to do the pre-check-in at the hospital for my son's oral surgery, they did tell us that we had a copay of $500. And I don't remember doing a copay last year. I don't know if it was because we were paid up because I had my surgery last year. So I paid for that. So by the time my older son went into surgery, I don't remember paying a copay for him because I think our deductible, we already had met our deductible. I don't remember. But yeah, I was kind of surprised by the $500 that we had to pay. My husband did put it on a debit card, and then I was going to transfer money from our savings since we do have $1,000 in my son's oral surgery fund, but I want to save that until the hospital bill comes. Since we were able to work this into the budget because of all this extra income that we got, we just worked it into the budget, and it kind of worked out for us. So instead of dipping into savings, decided to just work it in the budget, and then saving the $1,000 that is still in the oral surgery fund for when we get the hospital bill. So hopefully we won't need to use the entire $1,000 so that it can just go to another savings category. And so our total fixed expenses here, so $1,671 in the first paycheck budget, $961 in the second one, and then moving on down here to our variable day-to-day expenses, all the same categories that we use. We haven't really changed anything. We were under budget by $27 overall, and I say overall because there's certain categories clearly here that we went over. I've been saying this for a while. I feel like since maybe July or August that I need to get it together with our household budget because I have not been doing a great job at checking our inventory and what we need. Like the toilet paper, we needed to get light bulbs for not just our garage downstairs, but for several rooms in our apartment. And we don't like to just get a set of light bulbs. We like to get like a bulk of them, so we kind of save money a little bit in the long run there. So we decided to just eat up our cushion, especially since we don't really use our miscellaneous category on here. So I like to take a look at the overall variable budget versus each individual one. So I know if I go over in one category, we'll try to do our best to not go over in any other categories. So here we did go over a little bit by $2. Another thing I didn't plan for this paycheck budget was my son's picture day. I totally forgot about it. I could have totally dipped into the kids' savings, but I didn't because I think it was just $30. So we just worked it in here. I want to save their savings, the kids' savings for their sports activities and some upcoming things I want to sign them up for. So we just worked that into the budget. And then for savings, before I get into savings, another big expense on here too is healthcare. Besides my husband's doctor visits, a chunk of this money, the $344, close to $200 of that was for a Beachbody challenge pack that I purchased. I decided to put it into healthcare because the way I look at healthcare is health and wellness. I just put it down as healthcare. So I'd like to think that that's, the Beachbody membership is part of healthcare, taking care of, our health and stuff, working out. And my husband said he wants to use it as well. So instead of putting it in just my budget, I put it under healthcare. So that's just what we did. And I think that's it. I finally bought the Budget by Paycheck workbook. It still hasn't come in yet. From what I remember last year, I think it took a long time as well to get to me. And if you've made it this far and you're listening, let me know if you guys, I know a lot of you that follow me love the Budget by Paycheck workbook as well. Let me know if you guys got yours. I also have a giveaway coming up, but instead of a physical book this time, I just got a gift card. So it's going to be a $60 gift card. Hopefully that covers shipment or shipping wherever you guys are. So yeah, So be on the lookout for that video. I'm going to be doing a review soon. I can't wait until it comes in. So I'm excited for that. Anyways, so moving on to savings. While we didn't get to save as much as we usually do for November, however, we will be able to save a chunk of money because of all that leftover money that we had from October. I am going to be filming a savings update video next, so you guys can see all of the savings updates that we have. So I'm excited to show you guys that. But for this month, for October, we saved a total of $221. $100 went into college fund plus 45, so 145 went into savings for college. And then my son, we put $51 in there at the beginning of the month or beginning of this budget, and then 25 to vehicles. I do have a savings update specifically if you guys want to take a look at that. A couple of videos ago, I'll link it up here if you guys want to see that. So yeah, total saved $221. And now let's scroll on over to our actual numbers here. So looking over here at the actual box, I do the check marks here because that lets me know that we are in balance, but I'm actually off by 10 cents. We had $4,403, not the 10 cents. I don't know where that 10 cents came from, but I mean, I'm not too worried about that 10 cents. So I just left it alone. And then here, I don't know how this is supposed to match up, but I don't know what's going on here. I think I did the math wrong or something, but I need to fix that maybe later. But right now I'm not going to be too worried about it. But I just know the $4,400 is what got carried over to November. So, so taking a look at our monthly recap, I highlighted the one that had the most expense over here, which is our healthcare and rent. Of course, rent is always going to be a big chunk of our spending, but for this month, it is our healthcare expense because one, it was for my son's copay for his oral surgery, and two, I did purchase a Beachbody challenge pack, and then everything else is pretty much as per usual. The one I'm surprised at is how we were able to stay under food budget because for the past couple months we've actually been over. But for November, we're giving ourselves a little bit of grace and kind of increase our food budget a little bit, especially around the holidays. It's my birthday month. I want to give myself a little bit of a cooking break. So I budgeted $300 each paycheck budget. Let's take a look at our total compared to September. I decided to put September's numbers here because I know in September we spent a whole lot of money, and a lot of it had to do with savings and also travel as well. So for sure spent less. This month we spent $4,303, and then last month we spent $9,000. So way less than last month. So I have a feeling for sure November, December is going to be a higher spending months because it's Christmas. We're going to be doing a lot of Christmas shopping, so I expect it to be higher. We're going to be dipping into our Christmas savings, so for sure our spending is going to be quite a bit the next 2 months. Anyways, you guys, so that is pretty much it for this budget recap. Did you guys close out your budget for the month of October? Hopefully you guys did. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much, as always, for watching, especially for watching till the end. Thank you guys so much, and I will talk to you in my next video. Have a good one, guys. Bye.